My parents kicked me out at 16 for being gay. 15 years later, they called begging for money. I, 31M, never thought I'd be writing this post, but here I am. The phone call I received yesterday brought back memories I've spent years trying to bury. It was winter when everything fell apart. I was 16, just a kid really, when I finally gathered the courage to tell my parents who I really was. Coming out wasn't a decision I made lightly. I'd rehearsed it for months, played out every possible scenario in my head, but nothing prepared me for what actually happened. My father's face changed the moment the words left my mouth. It was like watching a mask slip, revealing someone I'd never met before. My mother just sat there, silent tears streaming down her face like I'd just died in front of her. Maybe in her mind, I had. "You have until morning to pack your things," my father said, his voice eerily calm. No shouting, no dramatic scene like in the movies. Just cold finality. That night, I stuffed whatever I could into my school backpack. Clothes, a toothbrush, the $237 I'd saved from my summer job. I kept waiting for one of them to knock on my door, to say they'd made a mistake, that we could talk about this. The knock never came. I left before sunrise. Neither of them was awake to see me go. Or maybe they were, and just couldn't bear to look at me. I'll never know. The first few months were the hardest. I couch surfed with friends until their parents started asking questions. Spent a few weeks in a shelter until I found a dishwashing job that paid under the table. Dropped out of school because surviving took precedence over algebra and literature. I grew up fast because I had to. My aunt, my mother's sister, found me eventually. She wasn't exactly supportive of my lifestyle, as she called it, but she had enough humanity to help me get my GED and apply for community college. I'm still grateful to her for that, even though we don't talk much anymore. Over the years, I clawed my way up from nothing. Community college led to a scholarship at a state university. Worked 3 jobs to cover what the scholarship didn't. Graduated with honors. Found an entry-level position at a tech company that saw potential in me. 15 years passed. Not once did my parents try to find me. I heard snippets about them through distant relatives. They'd moved to a different state, joined a more conservative church, told everyone I'd gone to live with cousins in another country. They erased me so completely that some relatives didn't even know I existed anymore. I built my own family from scratch. Friends who became brothers and sisters to me. My partner of 8 years who showed me what unconditional love actually looks like. His parents who welcomed me into holiday celebrations when I had nowhere else to go. I healed, slowly but surely. Yesterday, my phone rang with an unfamiliar number. Something made me answer instead of letting it go to voicemail like I usually do with unknown callers. "Hello," I said. The voice on the other end was older, shakier, but instantly recognizable. "My mother. Is this you?" "It's Mom," she said, as if the 15 years of silence between us was just a brief pause in conversation. I couldn't speak. My throat closed up as memories crashed over me like waves. The night I left, the birthdays spent alone, the graduation ceremony with empty seats where parents should have been. "We need your help," she continued when I didn't respond. "Your father is sick. Cancer. The treatments. We're losing the house." We didn't know who else to call. Of course they didn't. They'd cut ties with most of the family over the years, their extreme views alienating even those who once supported them. My aunt had mentioned this the last time we spoke. "How did you get this number?" I finally managed to ask. "Your cousin. Please, we wouldn't ask if we had any other options." The irony wasn't lost on me. When I had no options, when I was a child with nowhere to go, they turned their backs. Now they were the ones in need, and they expected me to be there. "I need time to think about this," I said. It was more than they'd given me. "We don't have time," my mother replied, desperation in her voice. "The bank is foreclosing next month. We need $30,000 to keep the house. Your father can't be moved in his condition." $30,000. It was money I had now, after years of hard work and careful saving. My partner and I had been putting away funds for a down payment on our own house, a place we could finally call ours after years of renting. "I'll call you back," I said, and hung up before she could respond. I sat in my car for an hour afterward, unable to drive, unable to think clearly. My partner found me there, still gripping the phone, and without a word, he sat with me until I was ready to talk. That night, we discussed it for hours. He understood my conflict in a way no one else could. The hurt child in me wanted to refuse, to let them face the consequences of their actions. The adult I'd become knew that doing so would make me more like them than I ever wanted to be. "Whatever you decide, I'm with you," he said. "But do it for the right reasons. If you help them, do it because it's who you are, not because it's who they want you to be now that they need something." I called my mother back this morning. The conversation was brief. "I'll help," I told her, "but not with the house." I explained that I would pay for my father's treatments directly to the hospital. I would help them find an affordable apartment. I would set up a monthly stipend that would go into a managed account specifically for living expenses and medical bills. But I won't give you cash, I said firmly. And I have conditions. The silence on the other end was heavy. What conditions? She finally asked. You both go to family counseling with me. You acknowledge my partner publicly as my partner. You make amends not just to me, but to the family members you've hurt over the years. Your father won't agree to that, she said quietly. Then I can't help you, I replied, surprised at how steady my voice was. This isn't about money. This is about recognizing the damage you've done. She said she would talk to my father and call me back. That was 6 hours ago. I don't know if they'll call, if they'll accept my terms, or if their pride will keep them from getting the help they desperately need, just like it kept them from loving their son all those years ago. I don't know what I want to happen anymore. Part of me hopes they'll accept that this could be the beginning of healing a wound that's been open for 15 years. Another part fears what reopening this door might do to the life and stability I've fought so hard to build. Either way, I know I've made the right decision for me. I'm not the scared 16-year-old they threw away anymore. I'm a man who knows his worth, who understands that compassion isn't weakness, and that family is something you can choose. Update, they called back. My father got on the phone this time. He didn't apologize. I didn't expect him to, not yet anyway. But he agreed to my terms. We're meeting next week with a family counselor. I don't expect miracles, but it's a start. To everyone who's been kicked out for being who you are, it gets better. You'll find your people. You'll build something beautiful from the ruins. And one day, you'll be strong enough to face the past without letting it destroy the future you've created.